It's finally here, guys. It's handicap video time. How to read the handicap race. It's going to be done over 2 or 3 videos, but it's coming up. Don't go anywhere. What's up, guys? Dino here. Welcome back to my racing channel. Today we're going to speak about handicap racing, which I'm sure you are all happy with. It's a little bit complicated, so we may have to do over 2 or 3 videos. I don't want to throw everything at you at once, so we'll just go on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a race that's going to be running tomorrow, and I'm just going to go through and pick out little things, and then in another video we'll go through it again, and in the third video we'll put it all together. So this video is, as I say, is about the handicap system and roughly how it works. Some part of it's easy to understand, but it's the amount of, especially if you've got a difficult race like 13 runners, 15 runners, which I totally just stay away from. If there's a handicap race that's 7 or 8 runners, yeah, I'll have a look at it, and it will take me a little bit of time to work out certain things to do with the horses, etc, etc, and I'll narrow it down, as I've said, to 3 or 4 horses, and I'll try and pick out what I think would win the race. So what we'll do is we'll go into Wolverhampton, which is tomorrow, and we'll pick out the race, pick out this one, the 6 o'clock tomorrow, running at Wolverhampton. Now, as you can see, as I've mentioned in other videos, see, the first thing that springs to my mind right away as soon as I see this is the actual favourites, or the favourite for the race is 92, and that is huge if you've got a favourite. Usually your favourites are about 64, 74, even money. This is 92, and we all know what that means. Put your 2 into the 9, that's just over 4 and a bit to 1, which is huge, which tells me that the bookies, to a certain degree, they don't really know what's going to win it either. And to make it even more difficult, if you look up here, 6 furlong, and it's a handicap, and it's a class 5, and as I've said to you about the class races ranging from a class 7, which is the worst race, right up to a group 1, which is a very top race. This class 5 is only 2 races away from a class 7, so it's not a very good race. It's a 0 to 75, which again, that tells you in its own, it's not a very good race, which is why these prices, these top 3 horses, in fact you could say the top 4, because 5 to 1 is just a little bit more than 9 to 2. So these top 4 horses, anybody could win this race, and that is me being totally honest with you. Anyone will tell you this, unless you've got an actual system, which there maybe is some people out there that do have a system and can work out right down to the last 2 horses which they think is a definite that's going to win. I can't do that. There's just no way I can do that. I can certainly try and work out what I think will win the race, but I don't have a system that's going to take 5 minutes. I do it the way that I work it out, which is going to take, if I was studying this race, that would probably take me a good 30 to 40 minutes. That's how complicated it is with handicap racing. If you've got 13 runners, 15 runners, 20 runners, I mean, when you come to the Grand National, which is not far away. That's a handicap race, and there's about 30 horses in that. But 80% of people just pick the horse because of its name, and you'll have your other 20% that are actual punters that will try and work out what one's going to win the race. So anyway, so that's the first thing that strikes me is where the betting is, which is 92, which tells me right away I wouldn't put any money on this race. I just wouldn't do it. Class 5, not a very good race. 0 to 75, not a very good race. So what the handicapper is trying to do is what he does is he picks out what he thinks is the best horse, and he gives that horse the top weight. So the top weight is the number 1 horse, which is here, Madrino, and he's given that 9 stone 11. This is a handicapper. So 9 stone 11, and his overall rating underneath it is 77. So the way I look at that is, okay, I would have to go and click on his name, look into his last 2 races, find out if they were handicap races, and try and work out. You would also take into consideration, as I've mentioned, about the ground and the stalls and the trainer and the jockey. Now Poppy Bridgewater is going to be claiming £5 off of that weight, which takes him down to 9 stone 6. So you then have to work out, okay, so the handicapper thinks he's the best horse in the race, but there's £5 coming off the horse's back, which takes him down to 9 stone 6. So you need to try and remember that. You also need to try and look at the ground and see if the horse has won on the ground, which the ground is, it's on the Tapeta ground, which is like your sand, etc. So you need to check that out as well. If it's ran at Wolverhampton before on all weather. So yeah, what the handicapper's trying to do is he's trying to give lesser horses a better chance of winning the race against the better horses. So the handicapper in this instance has said Madrino is the best horse in this race, even though it's a class 5. And when I mean the best horse, he's the best horse in a class 5, right? Because then after that you will have the next horse, which is number 2, which is Follow the Steps, which he's given that 9 stone 10, which is only £1 less than Madrino, and his overall rating is 76. Now again, you've got to take it into consideration the jockey, Adam Kirby, who's a good jockey, and the trainer, who is, he's a decent trainer. So you would then have to go to number 3, which is here, and his overall rating is 73. So if you look at number 1, his is 77, his is 73. Now what that means is, obviously there's £4 between the 2 horses. So what the handicapper does is he puts £4 in weight between number 3 and number 1. So it works out the same as his overall rating with this horse. So 9 stone 7, if you add £4 onto it, gives you 9 stone 11. But this horse has got less weight than that one. But this one has £5 coming off its back. So now we're looking at, is £4 going to make much difference? Is this horse, who's going to now be 9 stone 6 to 9 stone 7, Would that make a difference? Absolutely. This £5 would make a difference. Definitely. But again, you would need to look at number 3's last couple of runs on how it's got on, because if you look at number 3, he's not had a race this season. This is his first race. So again, you need to look back to his season before, when his last 2 races were second and third. But again, what a lot of people look at is, if you look at the first race of last season, he was 8th. So unless this horse has got a lot of fitness into him, as in the trainers put a lot of fitness into him, you've got to look at that and say, well, if you look at the first 2 races, 8 and 5, he's not really a horse that you would take into consideration that he's going to come out and win this race. That's the way I would look at it. I'm not saying my way is perfect, but that's the way that I would look at that. So I'm not going to go too much into it. I've went over about 4 or 5 things there. So I'm going to go over them again, just so as you understand these 4 or 5 things. So what the handicapper's trying to do is, he puts the best horse in the race at the top of the market and gives him top weight. So number 1, the handicapper's basically saying that this horse is the best horse in the race, and he's going to give him 9 stone 11, which is the top weight. Then the second horse is Follow the Steps. The handicapper thinks he's the second best horse in the race, so he gives him 9 stone 10 with his overall rating of 76. Number 3 is the third best horse, etc, 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 until you get down. And if you look at the way it is, the lowest horse, or the horse that's going to be at the bottom, is this one, because he's given 8 stone 10 and his overall rating is 62. So again, if you look at 62 and 77, that gives you an overall rating. That's £15 of a difference. And if you add £15 onto 8 stone 10, it'll come out at 9 stone 11. So because his overall rating is poor, that's why he's got the lower weight compared to the number 1 horse, Madrino. That's why the jockeys, the handicap system have given them 9 stone 11 and him 8 stone 10, which is basically £15 of a difference, which is huge. It's huge. But you've got to then think, is that horse really going to win it? Again, you would need to look at his last 2 races and see how the horse has run. And if you look at his last 2 races here, his first race he was 3rd, but you would need to see if it was in a class 5 or a class 6 or a class 4 or a class 7. And then his second race he was 8th. So you're probably sitting there saying to yourself, wow, this is too complicated. Being a beginner, believe me, I know how you feel, because when someone was trying to explain this to me way back, I was exactly the same. Exactly the same. So the reason I'm building up to the handicap, the videos that I've done at the beginning, to a degree was leading up to this. That's why I was telling you about the weight, the overall rating, the jockeys, the ground, the stalls, things like that all come into consideration in every race, but especially a handicap race. Especially a handicap race, because it's so difficult, especially when you've got a class 5. See if that was a class 1 or a class 2 and you only had 6 horses in it, 7 horses in it, you could work it out. You could work it out, because the favourite wouldn't be anywhere near 92. Wouldn't be anywhere near it. So I don't want to go on too much about the handicap system on this video. I'm only just giving you a little taste of what's to come in the next 2 videos, because we will then go into it in depth. So just try and understand this. What the handicapper's trying to do is, he's trying to give the lesser horses a better chance against the better horses. That's what the handicapper's trying to do. Is he probably looking for all 13 horses to finish as close to that line as possible? Absolutely. That's what he's trying to do. So with the horse that had an overall rating of 62 against the horse of overall rating of 77, that's why he has got 8 stone 10 on his back, and he has got a heavyweight of 9 stone 11. So that's what the handicapper's trying to do. The lesser horses that aren't that good, he's trying to give them what he thinks is a better weight against the better horses in the race. Look at it that way. That is what the handicapper's trying to do. But if you take that on board just now, then come the second video, when we go into it a bit more, when I've said to you about the top weight is a better horse, the second one is the second better horse, etc, etc, etc. But always take into consideration these £5 that come off horses. There's another one at the bottom, £5 off. They all make a difference, but then you just need to work out, is that going to make a big difference for this horse to win this race? Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I can honestly say that you're probably saying, wow, that's a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in. That's why I'm going to go slow with it and do a couple of videos over it. Alright, again, if there's anything you don't understand, just drop me a comment. I'll answer the comment for you. It's not a problem. Alright, as I say, hope you've enjoyed it. Keep pressing that subscribe button, keep pressing that bell, and can I say thank you, a big thank you out to all the people in America that are clicking onto the videos and having a look at them. I really do appreciate it, and a huge thank you out to everyone in the United Kingdom. They're doing exactly the same. I do appreciate it. I hope some of you in time can just click that wee subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Alright, but I do appreciate everyone that's having a look at the videos, and I hope that you're enjoying them. Okay, there will be another video coming up. I'll try and get another one out today. If I can't, it'll obviously be tomorrow. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one. As I say, keep pressing that subscribe button, keep ringing that bell, and keep viewing the videos. Alright, you all take care. See you soon.